Peter didn't quite know why Michael was forcing him to take this woman down, but the money was too good to pass up to ask any questions. This girl was going to have bruises on parts of her anatomy that she didn't even know she could have bruises on. He did see that she was a fighter, wasn't backing down, and no matter how many times she landed on the mat, she got right back up and ready to do it again. Michael was very impressed by Dara, and her tenacity and fortitude was almost like someone that wouldn't give up without a fight. Even though she went down several times, she still bounced back like a trooper, until finally she was the one that was taking Peter down one move after the other. It felt good to see his expertise being used by someone that wasn't going to squander the gift that he was giving them. Michael didn't think he would ever train anybody, but maybe he was just looking for the right one. In Dara, he saw something of himself, which made him admire her and be afraid of her at the same time. He saw her favoring her right leg, and it was obvious that she had tweaked it and should take some time to heal. That wasn't going to happen, and she was gutting it out, throwing some dirt on it and getting right back into the thick of things. This woman was a true MMA fighter, and there were men in the same profession that didn't have her strength of character. You couldn't teach that, and it had to be part of your makeup, which was entirely the case with Dara. She was born to do this, even though she strayed from that path in hopes of pleasing her parents. It wasn't until her brother's tragedy that she began to see things in a different light. She was the one that sparred with him to get him ready for the tryouts, but he never made it that far. Even Peter didn't know what was going on and how this little tiny woman was getting the best of him. He tried everything he could, but she would counter with one of the moves that Michael taught her. There were times that he thought that he was going to lose consciousness, but then Dara would pull away, leaving him breathless and looking up at the ceiling. He didn't like that because he was being beat by a girl, but this was no ordinary girl. "I think you might be getting the hang of it, Dara. I haven't seen Peter on his back so much, not since he had taken that beach volleyball team of hard-body females back to his place. I never did see him for the entire weekend, and he still smiles every time I bring it up." Michael didn't mention that he was part of that, and he was responsible for getting Peter into having group sex. That had to be one of the best weekends of his life. But then it did pale in comparison to just one night with Dara. "I haven't seen anyone take to this like a duck to water in a very long time. You remind me of me when I was younger and was a sponge for any trainer that came into my life." Dara jumped into his arms, and he felt the hot body against his chest and almost went back against his word. He promised that he would keep his hands off until after her big fight in the next week or so. But how could he possibly hold to that promise when she was looking so fucking hot that he thought for sure that his member was going to burst from just the feel of her legs wrapped around him? "Michael, I don't know about you, but I've just about had enough for the day. I don't think I'm going to be able to walk straight in the morning, and that leaves out ladies' night down at Jack's place." Tap Out was known for their ladies' night, and if a man walked in there and didn't expect to get laid, then he wasn't in the right place.